Hey everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well. Welcome to my film and TV channel. And today we have a film review today, and it's a musical. It's nice to do a musical. I am a big fan of musical. Well, I like most genres, but I like a good musical. Whether this is a good musical, we'll have to see, won't we? But today we're going to have a look at one that's now appearing on Netflix. It did have a very small theatrical release, I think. So today we're going to look at The Prom. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification so you know when these vlogs are coming out. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And please, if you check my playlist, you'll see I do little vlogs on my football team as well, Manchester City. So I do city history and city present. So if that's of any interest to you, or you know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction and get them to push that subscribe button. That'd be much appreciated. And please check my playlist for all my film and TV drama reviews, information vlogs, look at posters, some quizzes as well. Lots of stuff on there to keep you hopefully entertained and informed. Right, let's have a look at The Prom, shall we? Yeah, 12A certificate, 2 hours 10 minutes. It's probably about just under 2 hours runtime once you take the credits off. It's directed by Ryan Murphy, not everyone's cup of tea, and adapted to the screen by Chad Beglin and Bob Martin. Nothing to do with the dogs, I don't think. From there, and Matthew Sklar's 2018 Broadway musical of the same name. The film stars Meryl Streep, James Corden, Nicole Kidman, Keegan-Michael Key, Andrew Rannells, Ariana DeBose, Kerry Washington and Joe Ellen Pellman. Yeah, The Prom had a limited theatrical release on December the 4th, 2020. And it began streaming on Netflix on December the 11th, 2020. So it took me a few days to catch up with this one. I didn't know it was out there. Yeah, what's it about? Well, it's down on their luck. Broadway stars shake up a small Indiana town as they rally behind a teen who wants to go to the prom with her girlfriend. Interesting storyline. It's a bit strange to certainly me over here in the UK about these sort of things, especially for a modern day film. I'm used to things perhaps being done in the past, but this had a modern day feel to it. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes. It's got an overall approval rating of just only 59%, so just below that magic 60%, 6 out of 10. That's based on 167 reviews, an average rating of 5.9 out of 10. That's 98 fresh and 69 rotten, so quite a lot of rotten reviews there, isn't there? I mean, there's a lot of fresh, but a lot of rotten, so very, very mixed. The website's critics' consensus reads, through fiery songs and dance breaks, the prom's bonanza of glitz, glitter and jazz hands might be enough to whisk audiences away. Yeah, jazz hands, sorry, not a separate word. And jazz hands might be enough to whisk audiences away. And the audiences liked it. Yeah, I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes audience, 729 scores have been left. And it's getting a 71% approval rating, so that's quite good. Metacritic, the critics, yeah, there's 31 critics have left a score on there. Similar to the Rotten Tomatoes critics, it's getting 56 out of 100 positives, like 56%, and that's 16 positive, 10 mixed and 5 negative. So again, a little bit more positive, but still not that magical 60% or 6 out of 10, isn't it? And it scores anywhere between 2.5 out of 10, which is quite low, and of course a 10 out of 10, which I don't believe for one moment, but there you go. Yeah, The Telegraph's Tim Roby, he didn't like it very much. He gave it 4 out of 10. He went on to say, the whole thing drips with garish insincerity and preaching to the choir. Irony of ironies that a show about out-of-touch lovers swanning down to wave their magic wands at red state intolerance has become the spitting image of that as a home cinema offering from Murphy and team. So not very complimentary from Tom Roby. Screen Daily's Fionnuala Nuala Halligan gave it 7 out of 10, so she liked it a little bit more. I assume it's a she, my apologies if it isn't. Overall, it's as cheesy and just as hard to resist as a Mamma Mia. Not as good as that. With smoother production values and an LGBTQ plus heart. The fact that Meryl Streep connects the two is a delight. At 71, this is an actress who still knows how to have a good time in her craft, and the viewer can feel the joy in it. Yep, the Metacritic audience, again, a good score, 7.1. So the audience seem to like this, don't they? That's based on 56 scores left, 7.1 out of 10. Internet Movie Database. Well, this is the audience. This is Joe Public. This is you and me. Yeah, it's broke its magical six figure. It's getting 6.2 out of 10 as I'm recording this, with almost 9,500 reviews. So that's a lot of reviews, and it's a good score, a good healthy score, 6.2 out of 10. Some of the positive headlines on that from users: the ultimate feel-good movie, loved it but far too long. Yeah, I don't disagree with that one. A fun musical to get us through a horrible time. Yeah, we need to cheering up a little bit, don't we? Love a feel-good musical. All right, yeah, and they did score it well, so they meant, yeah, it is a feel-good musical. Upbeat, fun, badly needed nowadays. Yeah, again, there's a trend, isn't there, with this? Fun for all, daft as a brush and great fun. Little like Footloose. I've not seen Footloose for a long time, so I can't really remember now. A fun, emotional romp. So they're the positives. We had a sort of mixed one. Too weak to be memorable. Yeah, so they didn't have a total downer on it, but they just something that was okay, but then they forget about it. And some of the negatives. What crummy movie. Their aim is not my entertainment, but their agenda. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be a political aspect to this, isn't it? Because of the basis of the story. Stellar cast wasted on uninspired film and score. Yet another trite and tired Netflix woke show. And the last comment: a good cast doesn't guarantee a good musical. So there was negatives. I mean, to be honest with you, most of the written reviews were actually quite positive, to be honest. I've sort of read more out, so I didn't read it out for the sake of it. Obviously, there's more positive than negative, but 6.2 out of 10, not a bad score. My thoughts on it: I mean, yeah, I do like a good musical. I mean, to know where I'm coming from, the top of my sort of lists at the moment, theatrical musicals, etc., would probably be Wicked and Les Miserables are my two. Les Miserables have been my favourite for years, but obviously Wicked has sort of leapt up there now as one of my favourites at the moment. Obviously there's a film. Is there a film being made? I'm not too sure, but obviously I'm talking the stage play, aren't I love stuff like Chicago. I love stuff like Moulin Rouge, the Ewan McGregor Moulin Rouge. And that's amongst my favourites. And yeah, all right, if you watch my reviews, or if you've watched any of my reviews, yeah, I even grimaced and sort of pondered Cats for 15 or 20 minutes. But once I got through that first 15 or 20 minutes, like the stage show, when I first watched that, I must admit I was a bit perturbed at the start of it, and I was a bit perturbed at the start of the film. But once I got into it, I quite liked it. And say I was in the minority on that one. Everyone picks on Cats, but I quite liked it. So that's where I'm coming from. Obviously, with my level of enjoying musical theatre and TV musicals. I mean, I liked Hairspray. If you think this it brought me to the thoughts of Hairspray and the producers. This obviously, I immediately thought of those films, and this film reminded me a little of both of those. Like the child that those two might have created, but a little bit of a naughty child, not quite as good. But yeah, a bit too much Disney-fied with the songs and choreography in this. I think it just has that sort of feel to it. I mean, someone mentioned Glee's been mentioned, the TV series. I love the TV series of Glee. Again, that shows you what I enjoy. But I think it's a bit unfair on Glee. I thought this was not quite up to the scratch with that. But yeah, it did have a Disney feel to it. The choreography, the dance routines, etc. And some of the songs, not all of them, but some of the songs did have sort of Disney bog standard feel to them. Of course, watching from over the pond over here in the UK, the plot seems a little odd for being, as I said, seemingly set in modern times, and it appeared a little bit outdated. I mean, obviously I don't know politically what it's like in the US. Different states have different things, but it did seem a little bit dated in its plot and a bit silly, certainly to us here in the UK anyway. I mean, obviously that's my opinion. And obviously that did have a little effect on it. But if you get over that, as I said, I don't watch a film to look at the politics of it. I watch a film to be entertained. I watch a musical to enjoy it and have fun. But as a musical, it did have its moments, but over 2 hours. it's far too long, and as someone said before, it does drag at times. And you know, if you'd knocked half an hour off this, it would have been a far sharper, better, and got rid of a couple of the, well, 3, 4, 5 of the rubbisher songs, or the the bog standard songs. It would have been okay. The only other thing that was perhaps a big negative. I'm not the biggest James Corden fan, to be honest with you. And I sort of just imagine Nathan Lane. Obviously, he's not a patch on Nathan Lane in this sort of his sort of role. Because obviously it harks back to the producers, stuff like that. But and certainly Nathan Lane, James Corden is not a Nathan Lane by any means. And I think of all the talent on show, I think he was by far the weakest. He did his best with what he had and his lines and his style. Obviously, he played a gay character, which isn't his normal raison d'etre, or his normal thing that he does. But yeah, I think of all the cast in the film, even the ones not so well known, he was probably the weakest, and I don't think he was quite right for that part. He did okay, but he wasn't, as I say, for 2 hours. It was hard work. Possibly 2 or 3 of the songs really appealed to me. They were quite catchy. I quite liked them. I could listen to them again. But most of the others were just sort of, even with age, even if I watched it again and again, I'm not particularly sure they would grow on me. And I'm certainly in no real rush to go back and re-watch this film anytime soon. Although, as I said, there are 2 or 3 songs that I quite liked, but that's about it. Streep is okay. The main cast is okay. Kidman is possibly the standout, although she's not really on the screen comparatively that much. Obviously, Streep is the main sort of the big names, if you like. I do love a soppy ending. I do love a nice ending, yeah, and it sort of left me with a good feeling, which sort of, it's one of those films because I so enjoyed the ending of it. It perhaps sort of made the whole thing seem a little bit better, but I can't get caught up with that. It was over 2 hours, so I'm not getting all excited over the 5-minute ending sequence. So yeah, but it's just too overly long, and it sort of missed the marks with some of the comedy as well. Obviously, the main, they all have the little bits of comedy. Obviously, James Corden has his elements of comedy in it. The odd little one-liner was okay, made me smile, but I think the comedic element of it was very sappy. As I said, the musical element was very Disney-ish. So yeah, I mean, having said that, I mean, that's the negatives, but it did have but at least it was bright. At least it was bright and loud. And given that we've not had much to be bright and loud and happy about recently, I'd have to sort of say, in conclusion, based on the ending, that it was just about okay for me. I'm not going to go rave over it. And as I say, it's not a musical I would add to my list of musicals that I would listen to again and again and again and again, as I have with things like Les Miserables and Wicked. I mean, you lose count, and even the old classics, even the old classic musicals as well. I mean, I'd listen again and again and again, but this certainly isn't going to be added to that list, unfortunately. But it was okay, as I say, in a time when I'm watching a lot of post-apocalyptic films, etc., and deep, gritty dramas. It is nice to have something a little bit lighter, but it's sort of just missed the total, wonderful spot for me. It was just bang average, a bang average musical that was okay. So I'm going to give it my bang average watchable rating of 6 out of 10, which falls in line really with, if you take the critics and the users into account. I think that's fair enough to say. There was stuff in it. Wasn't a total waste of 2 hours 11 minutes. I've watched many things that have been a far more waste of time than this film. So I'm going to give the movie 6 out of 10. The poster, I mean, you've got the stars on it, haven't you? But it's a pretty bland, boring poster. So I've got to give the film victory today. I'm only going to give the poster 5.5. If you like those actors that are on it, there you go. Let me know in the comments anyway what you think if you get to watch this. There's just a couple of links on screen as well if you follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I do check every couple of days. So if you're after followers and friends, I will reciprocate and follow and friend everyone back. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Please, whatever you're going to do with the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other until we meet here again on the film and TV channel, or perhaps you flit over or get someone else to flit over to my Football Citizen channel for my club, Manchester City. Until we meet again, please stay safe, everyone. Do the same. Goodbye for now.